One of the first things you're going to want to do is set up paths to the wave files on your hard disk for each row on the Mono. So here we have, when I get over to this screen, a folder of loops, and what I'm going to do is get the properties on the first loop. This is sort of a Windows thing. On Mac you can just drag the file into the text editor, but I'm going to copy the path name, and then I'm going to go over to the config file and paste it where I want it to be, preserving the brackets. And now what I want to do is add the actual file name as well, so it knows which file to grab first. And there you have it. So that's an example of that. I'm going to save. Oh geez, you couldn't quite see that, but so there I pasted the file name on into the very bottom of the config file where there's wave files. So you can go through and map all the functions. On the 40H you can put a number with 100, for instance 100, and what that will do is become slot 0 if the sustain pedal is held down, and you should see the names change on screen on the plugin as well. So you can use 0 through 7 and then 100 through 107 for the alternate functions, as there's 16 total functions now. So what I'm going to do now is go to the plugin, have that saved, and I'm going to add it to a MIDI track. So I've called it Molar, which you can't see over here, but I'm going to drag it into the MIDI track, and there it comes up. There's Molar 256, and what you've got now is loops and one-shots. You can't quite read it, but SND and LP1 here on the plugin. So what I'm going to do is just shift-click on a loop here and get it going. So now I could make a variation. Another slot, another variation. Back to the first. Right, you can right click, have silence altogether. Copy paste. Okay, sorry about that. I had to fix a bug and quit Mac so the Mono would light up. What I'm going to do now is show loading waves. You can hold down your assigned wave button, which you can see I have down here in the config, and I'm going to press the corresponding pad on my device. And then the left two buttons do the same thing right now, which is take you back a wave. And then any button to the right of that takes you forward a wave, until you get to the last four buttons on your device. In this case, that they're over here on the 256. The last four buttons, this one saves the wave that's loaded. Not necessarily what you're hearing, but whatever was captured. This captures the current loop into the buffer. This captures the next loop, and what I'm talking about capturing is the audio input, which you can route to the plugin. So this captures current, this captures the next bar, and then this captures continuously if you hold down the wave button and push that. So those are the functions. I don't have anything on the input quite yet, so I'm just going to advance waves, show you that. So go backwards, forwards. Here are your variations on the different loops. Bring another rows. Sort of. sort of MLR type functionality there. You can do the meta recording. Now the meta recording has a length. I just chose 6, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do a 2-bar. You'll see the bottom left is now flashing the 2-bar, indicating recording. Pitch. Okay, I'm going to show the wave recording. This is a linear mix, which is on an audio track. I'm going to then route that to Molar. So pick MIDI track, it shows Molar. So now what we've got is that coming in. I actually already hit wave and put it on the top row, so what I'm going to do is turn that off really quick. So now you can hear the 2 loops playing. I'm going to leave those playing, and I'm going to bring in the audio input. I'm going to use the wave button and the rightmost button here, which will do a continuous, or rather the current bar capture, and then that I'll use that as a basis to sort of punch in and out on top of, to grab bits of the input and sort of create a hybrid loop. Then I'll switch over to some manipulations and just manipulate that. that's an example of wave recording.